Hello and good afternoon, PPNY. This is Ryan Williams, your Chief Marketing Officer and your PPNY TV host. And I'm going to say good afternoon on a Friday. I hope you're enjoying your week. You had a great week, and your weekend is going to be great. I am here with PPNY Platinum sponsor Agnes Amisano of Tax Resolutions and Bookkeeping. Hello, Agnes. It's great to see you here. Thank you so much for doing this with me.
Hello, Ryan. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We're I am trying to figure out all of the little things about PPNY because as most of you know, I'm new. I'm basically a month in. So, as a PPNY Platinum sponsor, what exactly does that mean? Can you let them know?
Um, that means you have a lot of benefits where you don't have to. I'm not exactly a morning person, so I don't have to attend to the morning meeting.
Okay.
But being a member of PPNY, it's really wonderful, wonderful thing. You not
Okay.
only being part of a group that is becoming um, larger than life because it's reaching from coast to coast and it's having so many wonderful professionals that when you're looking for buying a house or selling a house or preparing yourself to do either or, this is the group where can help you with everything
Right.
from
Right.
inspections, from pre-approval, from any services that if anything has to be done on your house. It's just a
Right.
wonderful, wonderful group of people. And I have to
Right.
tell you that PPNY itself, it's a networking group, um, but they are just such a wonderful people, such a
Yeah.
wonderful
I
warm people. You know, when I'm
You were
attending mixers
no. Go
and
ahead. Tell me. Yeah, I think you're going
yes,
to tell me exactly what I was going to ask you about. Go ahead.
that gives you opportunity not only to get to know like during the morning meeting you will
Right.
have, okay, I'm so and so, I'm doing this and that, but during mixers and other events you're getting to know people, their person, who they are, how wonderful they are, how why they doing what they're doing and what
Right.
makes them so good at it because they want to help people.
Very nice. Very
So
nice.
this is beautiful. I have to tell you, I was very hesitant to join. I
Okay.
joined 4 years ago.
Okay.
And a friend of mine introduced me to Joe, knowing that I struggle with my business at the time.
Okay.
And here we go. My business picked up since I joined PPNY, and I had a bad experience. I'm gonna echo Doc Aber and about other PPNY, other groups, other networking groups that they were
Okay.
stuck. I guess he got very similar experience as me.
You
And
know, I've had those.
yeah, so there's me going first time, a little bit hesitant, a little bit shaky, and then I met Joe, and everything else is history. He's a
Right.
wonderful human being. He's not only fantastic at what he's doing. I had clients that he already did work for, and they just couldn't stop talking how wonderful he was.
Right.
Um, but as a person, he's very inviting and warm, and he took me by the hand and walked me through everything and helped me out. So, any professional that who will want to join PPNY, they're going to benefit tremendously, not only with
Excellent.
their business, but making human connections.
Yeah, that's really important too, right? When you're hanging out with people, you want to actually enjoy the people you're hanging out with, even though they're network. I heard someone say recently, someone doesn't, you don't have to like someone for them to be useful. But I got to tell you, from my perspective, it's a hell of a lot more fun when you do like the people that you're hanging out with and do it. And this seems to be a great group of people who have lots of fun. We, I, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, I've already had dinner with Agnes and her husband. We had a absolutely great time. I think that the way that she approaches the way this works is fantastic. And I got to tell that story too. The first time I saw her or saw of her, it was in a group. We've got a group chat, and someone reached out and said they needed help with some tax liens on a property for a client. And so she comes into the chat and is like, "Hey, I can help you." And in days, what is it, 2 days, 3 days, you completely fix that situation.
Well, we
It's
didn't
amazing.
fix it, but we're working on it to make
We're
it
working.
workable. I'll tell you a little bit more. We can revisit that a little bit later,
Right.
because it's a little bit more into my work than just coming and perform magic trick.
Well, that's how it looked to me. That's how that it looked effortless. It looked like you were extremely competent at what you're doing, and the person was so very grateful about you assisting. And I'm trying not to get all specifics because maybe that
20
then
years
people
of
can figure out.
experience will make you feel confident in what you're doing here.
Hey, how about that? How about that? But yeah, I was very very impressed. I was like, who is that superhero who just took that and fixed that whole thing? So when I actually met you in person, I was like, oh my gosh, that's her. So it's great, fantastic. So, uh, what? So you joined PPNY definitely to get some more business, and that has been working out. But you also enjoy the camaraderie of the actual group as well. That's what you're telling me.
Look, I am not going, I don't enjoy dealing with anybody or doing business with someone that I have to struggle to talk to, or
Yeah.
having or being understand or being
Yeah.
just brushed off. I dealt with those type of people, never again. It
Okay.
doesn't mean that you have to be best friends with the person you're doing business with, because sometimes business is business. You don't take things
Exactly.
personal, but it helps a great deal when someone is looking for someone and you say, you know what, you're gonna love this guy or you're gonna love this lady. They
Right.
are
Right.
fantastic at what they're doing, just because you have the inside knowledge that not only that they're great at what they're doing, but you also know them personally and you know that they care, that their service will be fulfilled in the best way possible.
Okay.
So
Okay.
PPNY, it's fantastic when it comes to that.
Okay. So yeah, specifically, so let's get into that. If what kind of problems do you solve? Because that's really how I look at it. There's a problem to be solved. Someone needs to get from point A to point B, but they've got these obstacles in the way. And Agnes and Tax Resolutions and Bookkeeping LLC are going to clear all of those problems, or try at least to make them smaller problems, right? What would those problems be that someone would need to use your service?
Okay. I'm not sure if you noticed on the back of my business card says, let me restore your peace of mind.
Yeah.
Because when people seek my help, they coming usually when they are really, they tried everything, nothing worked. And then, damn it, I need some help. So where is Agnes?
Yeah.
I specialize in problematic cases, which is tax liens. And see, clients who will need me, usually they will have either about to have a lien on their bank accounts, their houses. They're about to lose everything. They cannot travel because I'm sure you're aware of that. If you own more than 50,000, IRS will put hold on your passport.
Oh,
If you
really? I
own
did not
more
know
than
that.
yes, if you own more than 10,000, state will um, take your driver license, take your
Yeah.
privileges, because driver license is a
It's
privilege.
great that it's kind of great that I don't know that if when you think about it.
Yes,
otherwise,
that's very good.
otherwise I'd be 50,000 in debt.
Yes.
I was just in Jamaica the other day. When I come back, they clink me up. That would not be cool. By the way,
I have a client who was ignoring all those notices, those pesky notices, and
yeah.
actually they stopped him when he came back to the country.
Hmm.
IRS stopped him. So, yes, there are different situations.
Yeah.
So, life happens. There's no judgment. People go through divorces. People go through different difficulties in life. Um, the businesses are going under. There are problem with sales taxes. There are problem with personal taxes. There are
Right.
problem with withholding taxes. I can go on and on. But tax is tax, and at certain time, doesn't matter how much you're going to avoid it or try to just do something on your own that you think it's a proper way, it will catch up.
Yeah.
So the last client that you were talking about, clients will come with one thing, and when you start looking at the situation, you see, oh, you know what, the problem is the ABCD wasn't done, so this is what we have to do. So there is a little bit more trouble comes out, and then that's what I'm attending to, help them out to straight everything out,
Right.
including put them back on a schedules. If they have to make, sometimes not everyone knows. I think actually that should be some kind of seminar done for a new business owners to know what they're doing, what is required of them. Not everyone knows. Oh, you are self-employed, you should be paying estimated taxes. Easier to deal with at the end. Or there are certain situations that you can fix the problem with the payment plan. There are situations where the taxes can be reduced, and I have been quite successful with that. Now, not everyone is a good candidate for it. Sometimes the client has to be prepared proper way to have everything in order to apply for that offering compromises. This is the state or with IRS.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's where I come in, helping with all those little pesky little problems. So you wouldn't
Right.
lose your house. So someone wouldn't lose their bank accounts. So there will be no embarrassment that an employer is receiving a notice. Please send certain percentage of paychecks of so and so to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are different situations. Avoiding them, it doesn't help. I realize that people will be embarrassed to a certain degree because
Right.
sometimes not everyone, but some people might feel that they're a failure or whatever. Like I said, there's no judgment here. The
Right.
only
Right.
thing that I provide is help and sound advice how to fix the problem, and I'm putting 150% to help with that problem. Some
Right.
cases are time consuming. After filing, often compromise might take an hour, a year or year and a half to get an answer.
Wow.
Meanwhile, I help a client to stay on track throughout that time to make sure that there will be no reason to reject that offer.
I
And
see.
I check with my clients and see if they're making proper payments, and even with the payment plan, if they're still, if it's affordable for them to still do that, or maybe something else can be done. So my business mainly, it's not doing yearly tax returns. You will have wonderful accountants in PPNY that they can help you with that, with
Right.
the
Right.
day-to-day management, with the yearly taxes. Uh, they are really wonderful people.
Right.
My specialty is the main problems
Yeah,
that.
crisis management, basically, when you're in the issue, and you shouldn't wait till you get to that point, right? But at the same time, if you are there, don't try to handle it yourself, right? You should definitely ask or
I,
request
I should
assistance, right?
tell you from my experience that agents are a lot more aggressive and very scary to taxpayers. So when they're dealing with taxpayers, when they're dealing with
Right.
tax professional, it's a little bit different approach. You
Because they
know,
know the rules and that you can push back, I guess.
I'm pushing back a lot. I have to tell you, sometimes my husband will overhear me and ask me, "Are you sure you can say that?" Oh, Julia, maybe you should
That's
calm
great.
down a bit. Yes, you have to you have to be aggressive. Like as you can
Right.
see, I don't belong to the shy people. But you
Right.
have to be aggressive, and it's easy to do this when you know what you're doing.
Right, right. If you know
Yeah,
what you're doing, then you can say whatever. Yeah,
that's correct.
exactly. That does make a lot of sense. Okay, so and that is why they choose you. I was going to ask you this: why should they choose you over a different kind of tax or accounting professional? But it sounds like the answer is you deep dive and really take care of issues like real problems, and that is your expertise.
Oh, absolutely. When I see the case, I examine the case when the
Right.
client comes in. It's not like, oh, this is what I want to do. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
I cannot do that when I know that I have to go through A, B, C, D, and the rest of the alphabet, and tell them that, you know what, before we do this, we have to attend to other things, because otherwise you're gonna lose your money. We're gonna lose precious time, and
Right.
that will be rejected.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there is certain process of preparation, absolutely.
Right.
There are different ways of dealing with things, and I always sit down with my client and examine. So, and the most of it all, I do not make empty promises. I'm
Okay.
being very
That
straightforward. I tell them what their case, if they are qualified for this or this or that. So it takes a lot, but
yeah.
it's worth it.
And it sounds like you guide them through the process, that you don't just assist them one time, two times, that this is something that, yeah, if it's a years that you're dealing with them on a long-term basis, you are with the client, assisting them, making sure that they're making their payments and or taking care of whatever business they need to
I
take care of with.
stay Absolutely. I stay with them throughout the whole process,
Great.
no matter how
Excellent.
long it takes, to make
I
sure
love
that,
that.
after all, if I'm putting my work and effort and time, don't you want to see that you have a success at the end?
Absolutely. That's exactly how I feel about my business too. It's
Yeah.
like
Their
there
success,
should be,
yes.
yeah, your success is my success.
Yes,
Exactly,
exactly.
exactly. And there should be like a consistent, like, hey, let me check in with you, make sure you're okay, whatever. That's exactly how I feel about. I think sometimes a lot of people who do SEO, who do marketing, who do digital marketing are like, let's just do it and you can see it, you can see it yourself, right? No, people don't always know. So check in with them, talk to them, tell them, look, you look like you're doing well, and the same thing I guess you would point out and say, look, you had $1 million owed, now you only owe 500,000, and let's keep on paying that down, buddy.
Exactly. I had clients who
Right.
came in to me with his sales tax. When he
Mhm.
met me, he owned 650,000.
Woo.
3 weeks later, we dealt with 150. We settled for 43. Sales
Yeah.
tax.
Yeah.
Sales tax.
That's a whole house. That's a house, 650. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well,
That's amazing.
that's on the low that's on the low side what I'm dealing with. Look,
You're making
again,
me
no
sweat just
judgment.
thinking about
Ryan,
owing to,
things
exactly,
happen.
exactly. No
Things
judgment.
happen. No
Exactly.
judgment, because you know what? You really have to be in that person's shoes. They're not happy about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what?
It's something happened. Yeah,
I
something happened there and
guarantee
they got
you,
away.
I guarantee you, there is no little boy or a girl growing up saying, I want to be the taxpayer who wants $5 million and I'm not going to pay it.
It's funny that you say that because my kids literally were showing me on Roblox. I don't know if you know what that is, but there's
Yes.
this thing on it, and it's like a little game. They have mini games on it, and the game was literally a tax evasion processor or whatever it was. I was like, "Are you
Mhm.
are you serious? You guys are playing this game?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's great. we're,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
learning
yeah,
to pay
yeah.
tax." I was like, "Who did that? Who created that game?" But yeah, I don't think anybody is thinking that that's what they wanted to do when they were around. Of course, they might be
And
disturbed about it, but
just
yeah.
to tell you how much work involves in everything, my son, when he was growing up, because I do this over 20 years, my son
Okay.
was growing up, he said, Mom, I will never do what you're doing. Then he went to college and became an accountant.
Well, you know
I
what?
studied accounting, you know? So
They tell you they tell you that all the time, right? Oh,
yeah,
never do it. But literally, they look at you and they're like, successful doing it. And they're decent at it. And I kind of understand how to do it. I mean, if you grow up in a house with a person who is really, really good at something, it's
yes,
more than likely that you'll probably be good at it too. It's just a matter
he's
of,
wonderful.
getting out there
He's
and doing it.
wonderful. And
Yeah, yeah,
so one day I'm hoping he'll take over. We'll see. Don't tell
You
us.
hope so. All right. So great, ladies and gentlemen, that is Agnes Amisano, who is our platinum sponsor of PPNY, Property Professionals of NY, of New York. I want to say thank you so very much for doing this with me. I am really enjoying your company in general, but then also, yes, in PPNY. And I'm happy that people could all see exactly who she is, what she does. She's such an effervescent person. She was saying that to me the other day. I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, yeah, she's very very open and happy and joyful. Even though what she does is not necessarily a joyful thing, right? And sometimes that can be very saddening, right? When you're talking
Well,
to
I
people.
find joys other ways,
Yeah, you find joy in other things. That's right. Agnes is also a wedding officiant. Agnes is also a painter who has paintings that have been they're being shown in museums in her home country of Poland.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. So
Papusha Museum.
yeah, yes, yeah. That's absolutely amazing. So yes, she's not just a one trick pony. She's definitely out here for PPNY, getting a lot of things done and enjoying her life while she does it as well.
Absolutely.
So ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in to PPNY TV. I want to say again, thank you, Agnes, for being on with us today. And I want to remember that PPNY, we mean business.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Ryan.
Take care. Thank you. All right.